Good afternoon. It is June the 1st, the first trading day of June, also the first day of the month, and time to recap the day's trading. Did pretty well in the E-mini today. We start off wanting to sell 20s to 25s. Said it might take a 15 to get in. First trade of the day was a retest failure. Produced the expected returns of 3. We did take this trade live in the room. I got up. I was a little slow getting the order in. We took this trade here off this S to retest that low. It came out. And not only did we get our 3 points, we could have gotten more. Nice retest failure trade over here. That would have produced a winner. Mean green trade here that would have produced a winner. This B right here is a loser. This retest failure trade right here is a winner. This S is maybe a point. Don't know. No trade on this B. No trade on that B. The market breaks out. And no trade on this B. So it's pretty choppy trading. And again, this morning we talked about it several times. Get in early. Catch the move of the day, make your business plan, then go to sim trading. It becomes a lot more difficult to trade this area right here and this area right here. After lunch, pretty confident that we would get stops right here, maybe even make it to 2120. We got stops above the day session high. The overnight session high, and here we sit at 2115. So we still have a seller at 2115.20, and we got a buyer 2100, 2105, which is pretty much where we saw it this morning. Two buys were 2105 to 7, then 2100 plus or minus 1. And our sell was 14 to 16 after we adjusted it lower, and 19 to 21. Gots to be flexible. You got to respond to what the market is telling you, and sometimes you don't always get your price. Okay, looking at the F1 screen on the E-mini. Pretty clearly a trading range. There's a buyer at 2100 and there's a seller at 2125. And little lower high, little lower low. So this we can sell failure to take out the 15 to 17 area. Come back down, can't crack 21. We can be buyers. So slightly favors the sell side, not much. Looking at the F2 screen, we do have news tomorrow, factory orders and automobile sales, and they're saying automobile sales will be 17 million. That's a big number, and factory orders countering that will be minus a tenth. Factory orders is a number that can have pretty big swings in it. Not as bad as the swings in durable orders. It's a little less volatile, but it's not always there. It can have some surprises. So if the market closes right here, getting stops above that, we'd be trying to sell failure to take out 17 to 20 for Globex, and then 24.26 for sell 2. On the buy side, closing right here, our first buy would be 2110 plus or minus. And our second buy would be 2105 plus or minus. Okay, looking at the note, boy, the financials got whacked hard today. So my guess is that they're guessing that, well, it's twofold. One, they're selling it this week for next week's auction. So when we come off an auction, usually after settlement day, the market does turn seller. But the other one is they might be anticipating a spate of stronger than forecast news. Okay, lower high, lower low, and the market is pointing left. So this screen tells us to be a seller. Looking at the F2 screen, we're going to have you'll see a triple distribution lower. So this market has really been sold. And structurally, your sell right up here is 2707, leaning against that low right there, 2708 maybe. And we had the C period spill from 7.5, so 2707. So here we are at 30. It's very aggressive, but 31 to 03 will be sell 1, and then the second sell will be 7 to 11. That would be the preferred sell. Picking up this low right here. Pretty good support starting at 2612. So getting stops below where we are. I think Globex 21 to 17 works pretty good. And again, it might be 25s. I don't think so unless the mini tanks this afternoon. And then 5 to 9 for buy 2. Going to open it up to the downside. But we've had a hard time getting more than a couple of days of selling in this contract too, and so we'll just a little bit lower in Globex. We'll come back in the morning and adjust it. But that sell again at 7, leaning against the structure, I think is the easiest trade to see on the board. The 31 to 03 is selling against the buck, that last breakdown. I'm going to make that bottom buy 9 to 13. And again, we'll take a look at it in the morning. The knob spread. This morning when we started out, 27.13. Knob spread went out at 26.15, lost about a point. And that extra juice that's available in trading the 30-year comes from knob spread, expansion, and contraction. Big market. So structurally, we've got this low over here at 53.29. We've got this spill from 54.11. We got the last rotate up at 27. So pretty aggressive, but 23 to 27, sell 1. And then 3 to 7 will be sell 2. And on the buy side, had to scroll down to find it. I'd say 1 to 5 is probably okay. God, what did we have the other sell at? We had, what, 27 to 31? Or 23 to 27. Should have written those down. And then 3 to 7. Got them. Our buy on this, 53.01 to 05. And then 52, 21 to 25. Big market, lots of range. Okay, looking at gold. Big rally up off the news that a rumored Greek deal was in the offing at 2 p.m. today. That rumor was promptly denied, but it took us up to the 1205 area. That's about 20 bucks above where we started off in the overnight. And then the market pretty much settled down and drifted lower from that point. So we're at 90 when we're right back to where we have high volume number at 98. So the 95, 97, and then 1200, 1202 is where the sells are going to sit up. So 94.96, sell 1. And 1200, 1202, sell 2. On the buy side, 85.87. Then 80 to 82. Okay, ICE is in the market for nukes. It did not really affect the market all that much. They said we'll smuggle a nuke across the Texas-Mexican border. That's got to give you a great deal of comfort, and explode it in the United States. Huge rally in crude today, and then the market kind of dies. So we've got a seller on this right here. Just looking at these red letters, we have a seller really starting at 60.75, especially above 61.75, and we have rejected prices below 57.57. This profile tells us that look for a place to buy it. And here we find ourselves really seller above 60.50 on this screen. This profile is leaning P because of where volume is, so I think we got a pretty good shot at getting stops above 60.74, 61, so we'll make 60.75, 61, sell 1, 61.50, 75, sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate down stopped at 59.59, so 59.50 to 75, picking up this area right in here. Buy 1, and 59.59 and a quarter, buy 2. And the euro did sell today. Choppy market, getting really swung around by what's going on or not going on in Greece. Greece has just really used the threat of default, trying to get as favorable a terms as they can out of the EU. Germany and the rest of them have told them that you've got to actually cut your spending and reform your structure, pensions, pensioners, etc. And Greece has said no. But I think because they do need checks to pay their pensioners off, really, pay off their population, that we will see some deal taken. Supposedly the IMF has agreed to make a payment, then get it right back for the end of the week payment, for the payments that are due on June the 5th, and then we'll take it from there. But the market is subject to rumors, and not only will rumors impact the euro, but it will impact gold and can impact our stock market and our financial futures market. So higher low, higher high on this one, but we did get a weak close, so we can sell. We can buy if support holds basically in the 109 area, give or take, and we can sell failure to take out 110. And you can see on this screen right here that we've got pretty good buying below 109 even. So that's buy 1. Didn't quite get to our number 2 buy area, 75. On the sell side, the selling starts at 109.50, so our 4555 still looks valid. And then our 70 to 80, we had 75 to 85 this morning, so we'll keep the same numbers. So we'll see what the overnight news brings us out of Greece. Friday, I don't think Friday is quite as important as it was this Friday as it was this previous Friday, but it's just hard to say. And news announcements about the lack of or that they're going to get a settlement will move the market. Y'all have a great evening. I will see you bright